quit yet about appealing to the gods for help.
That's quite an impressive.
Question about the Alp underworld. Can't we just escape the way we came in?
As I mentioned,
Yeah, because we did this before. It's horrible.
The gods are if the stories are true, I imagine she's as desperate to escape as we. The problem, leaving. True. Then can you tell me? Has she told?
We already knew this. Perhaps she said wait against the current, whatever that means.
Strange. There are no rivers here. Let me think on that.
Okay, upper cistern.
Right. Because the current flows into the city through. I vaguely recall wondering what was in there. You might be able to get a key from the magistrate, but let me know.
Okay, but I already know how to do that.
As so, but
Okay.
It look if you.
Where can I find the Greek plaque?
Don't believe a word they tell you.
Yeah, because I know how to do the Persephone. Like, we know if I was to, I'm assuming, do the other route, to save everybody. Maybe I gotta talk to her and be like, I need to try to save everybody first. I'm gonna try that. And maybe, like, how would that wouldn't help me out, though, right? I don't think, like, unless I'm mistaken something. Get me up. Get me up. That's just a regular bow. Might actually do like a I'm gonna do a hard save here. Because unfortunately, like what's going on here? Did this to you? What do you do if I released you? What about the others?
There's no time.
Sorry, but if I let you go, everyone else is gonna die. You're gonna persuade Sandy to let us go?
It's no use.
I'm sorry, but I need to try.
You'll make.
So I can confront him now. I'm I mean, like, what would this... That's the side. Okay, we want to be on this side. Give me a little bloop. Okay, get me out of here. How do I get out of here again? This way, right? Right? And maybe, I mean... Centenius! Why would you lock your daughter up?
Citizen,
Wait, yeah.
we're finally alone. A curious... we're all now...
Had this conversation before. I broke it.
Broke it. Well, let's see. Look, it's... Now,
Maybe I keep the upper cistern.
I think it's best...
Who loved Centellia? It was... I'm gonna do it actually like another hard save. If I can get to Lupus, which I don't think is his name, but if I can talk to him...
All weapons are to be
Keeping an
tossed
eye
into
on
the
things,
chasm.
Horatius?
Magistrate, as always, priestess.
Where... now I have to find where he is. Yeah, Ulpus. Ulpius? Hey, found him. Hey, I know we're, Okay, never mind. I cannot tell him about it. You know, why would he want to know? It's just a love of his life, right?
I hope you have a good... Ah, you've returned.
Want to know what you did to Centillia? Keeping her tied up in the cistern.
You know, you remind...
Al, yeah. You remember him?
But he was... And because I... And when... The next time I mean 10 mo. And yet everything you... So, you discovered... Why? Isn't it... And as long as...
Yeah, hand over the keys to the
Why would I
exit.
agree to that?
Right thing to do. If you don't hand it over, you might have an uprising in your hands. You might have an uprising in your
I
hands.
want to think that through. If anyone so much as touches me, everyone dies.
Right thing to do?
You and your pathetic... Understand that, to me, you've never been anything more than a useful idiot. And you're no longer useful. The only way you're getting this... And if I die, I won't be able to open... You see, it was... That means if I die, you'll be... I said... What are you going to do? Beg the gods for help? They don't care about you. Now, get out of...
Okay, well... He's not taking it. Okay, the golden rule. We've
So you survived the cistern. Probably just a stroke of fortuna.
Rate of time paradox. I still have no idea. Because he only drop out if Malaise drops out. And I don't know how to make him drop out.
Still here? You.
Unless I gotta ask him, I want you to withdraw.
What?
Because I know you're Quintius, your wife gave me your love letter and Nero wants you to... Oh, so I had to go through this path for him to... Okay, so I had to do it through this route for him to accept it.
It finally caught up with me.
That's stupid.
I suppose that makes you... What? One of Nero's assassins?
No, I'm not, fortunately for you.
You're not going to kill me?
No, I just want you to withdraw. Not if you withdraw from the election immediately.
So much work for nothing. Ugh. If I do it, you'll let me live?
Yes, I will let you live. Hello?
Fine. Ruling this cesspit of a city would have been beneath me anyway. I'll have Domitius notify the priestess of my withdrawal. There. You got what you wanted. Now, please, leave my...
Yes, okay, bye-bye. Okay, so he's out of the election. We now got to go...
Keep an eye out.
I love democracy. Okay, I need you to talk. You're not busy. You're just staring at a freaking villa. Also, the music's getting way too intense for what's happening. Are you busy now? Yes. Is she technically busy because that event is playing out over here and he's gonna run over here at some point? Maybe. Talk to Galerius? Yeah, I gotta find him. This point where Galerius is? No, it does not. Galerius! Where the hell are you, buddy? Does anybody know where Galerius... The Slack? Does anyone know where Galerius is?
Don't believe a word.
You're
they
not
tell you.
Galerius. Galerius!
On your best behavior, I trust.
No, she's gonna run tell everybody. Galerius...
Citizens, I have an announcement. Malleolus has withdrawn his candidacy.
I don't think many people are gonna
from
hear you.
today's election. Unless any new challengers are nominated
All
by
weapons are to
nightfall,
be tossed into the
Sentius
chasm.
will be
Magistrate's
re-elected
orders.
magistrate by default. That is all.
Yes, I said to the election.
Oh, what a good idea. He is. Certain. See you.
Okay, I'll be going now. Okay, me make him popular with him. Okay, so
What is it, citizen?
you're not gonna change your vote. I know him well enough that I know he's not gonna change his vote. You're locked. Okay, Gordius, I need you to change your vote. Who are you gonna vote for? Okay, boom. 1 vote. Virgil, who are you gonna vote for?
Ah, are you Galerius?
Okay, thank you for voting for Galerius. Who are you gonna vote for? Not for sale. Who are you gonna vote for?
Yes, I suppose. Yeah? And what?
What a gift.
Certainly.
3,000?
Pleasure doing business. Very well.
There we go, there's 3 grand. How much money do I have? I saw, okay, a little bit under 3 grand. I'm gonna do another hard save. Okay, that's all done. Popular amongst the majority. And again, only men can vote.
Citizen.
Rufius, who are you gonna vote for?
Name's Galerius. Fine. Galer.
I think that's a majority. I mean, there's only like 5 men in the town. Where the frick did he go? Where did the priestess go? Priestess?
Citizen.
Sovereign. How is it possible?
Never believe me if I told you.
You're Sisyphus. Sisyphus was a Greek king. He fought Tantal. Oh,
Okay, yeah.
anyway. Oh,
I have a feeling you'll do great.
now I'm going to keep your secret. Oh, and if our conversations.
I think the pub. Because that's 4 votes. I don't think Dewey gets a vote because he's in jail. Centennius, I know, and the 1 guard's going to vote for him. That's not where we yeah. That's 4 against 2. You're all here. Where? I think he has a majority. I'm pretty sure he has a majority. But again, now I've got to find the priestess.
Citizen.
Is she in her house? Well, who are you going to vote for, my man?
So you survived the cistern. Probably just a water.
Okay, well, fair enough. Priestess, I found you.
Arvid,
What size is the election?
it'll be. Why do you?
Can you start the election now?
As I said. Well, I would. Very.
Okay, let's go have our election. You have a note about the people in town? You're right, I do have a note. Does it tell me who... I don't know what the lunar pendant did. Egyptian plaque. You have 2 of the Roman plaques. Key to the palace doors. Where is the... Oh, I actually never got it in this run, I think.
Citizens, it is time. Let us meet to elect our magistrate.
Let's go. Election. Oh yeah, we love democracy. Opiate, wait, who are you gonna vote for? Okay, I don't know how long this is gonna take. And you are, we know you're voting 1, 2. I'm assuming you're voting, I guess actually I don't think I asked you who you're voting for. That's 1, 2, 3. 3 against, I'm assuming they can't vote, I don't know. But right now it's 3 against 1. One of the soldiers is voting for Galerius. The other soldier's voting for him, so that's going to make it 4-2. Yes, you're on his side. I think we're missing one more soldier. Yeah, and I think this is the electorate. I think this is everyone that should be coming, because the other two are not showing up.
Citizens, we have a quorate body of voters gathered here to elect the city's magistrate.
It's a 6-person electorate.
The candidates are Sextus
His name's Sextus.
Galerius and late nominee Gallus Galerius Helver. Marcus Malleolus Gurges withdrew his candidacy earlier today. As agreed, we shall dispense with ballots and candidates will abstain from voting. Let's make this quick. As I say your name, call your vote. I'll start with you, Horatius.
Sentius, of course.
Georgius,
Galerius. He saved the life of my dear friend Fabia.
Dacius,
Galerius.
Virgil,
The man who put a stop to the threats I've been receiving. Galerius.
Ulpius,
Galerius, the man who saved my life.
Okay, makes sense.
The man who treated
I mean, I did all of those things.
Galerius.
Citizens.
Actually, I'm wondering if I
Your decision.
personally ran around and did all those quests myself personally,
Gallus Galerius
would I actually have failed getting him done anything?
has been decided. Magistrate Galerius, would you like to make a brief address?
I just want to say,
I'm gonna also do another save just in case.
this isn't something I ever wanted. Now that you
Could have saved yourself 3k. Yeah.
I'm going to do everything I can not to let you down. I'll need some time to put together a list of the changes I want to make around here. But I promise you, there will be changes. My first order is that Dooley is to be freed. Horatius, release him from his cell immediately. Please. Wait, do I need to say please? I suppose not. That's it. You can all get on with your day. Nothing else to see here. Move along.
Okay, Dooley, I need to go to no, Dooley's not this way. You're gonna go free Dooley.
Sometimes I stare at the great temple on the bluff, and I think
Dooley! I'm here for your key and your stone tablet. You have 2 things. I don't remember where Dooley is.
Don't believe a word they tell you.
That's
they?
quite an impressive bow.
Blood Galerius won.
I don't remember where Dooley is. I passed it. Wait, what is he gonna say now?
Don't believe a word they tell you.
It's almost as if you're trying.
I passed it? Near the market? Yeah, no, never mind, I know. Dooley, you've been freed! Yes, that's me.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And maybe you can help my friend Hannibal used to look after me. But before that, he told me if anything ever happened, he gave me a key to the cisterns and told me to keep it safe. Please help me find it. Please. I had to keep it a secret until I found someone I could
By
trust.
GPS? You're helping me a lot, for sure. Alright, I'll help you.
Oh, thank you. Hope you find it. In the cisterns. Way up high, Hannibal said. Oh, look over there. Something shining. Is it treasure? Maybe it is treasure.
Dooley, I need your plaque.
And it's just lying out here in the open. Maybe nobody wants it anymore. Maybe
Dooley, are you gonna steal something?
just take it.
Don't you dare.
Dooley!
For the sins of the one.
Oh, Dooley. How? Shit, I don't know how to get out of here. It's really nice that Santini is actually still going to come over here and help us out. How much cash do I have, by the way? Yeah, I have enough money to free them. Okay. Clears this for attack with the doom to town. I mean, funny enough, no matter who, if you elect anyone other than Santinius to be the magistrate, the world immediately ends. Which I find to be pretty funny. Impeach Galerius. He should be impeached. Hey, 10 times. Being unlocked.
So. Oh.
Yeah, you run. Get all that stuff done. But now I should have all 4 of the... Did I give him the 2 grand? No, I don't need to give him the $2,000 because I know that he is... What's his name?
Turns, but
Yeah, we're in the underworld.
he gives.
Yeah, I had to be somewhere. But thank you, Levia. It was nice knowing you. So what? I have the key to the upper cistern. Very important in the upper cistern. Which is... I think that's the upper cistern, if I remember correctly. But I'm assuming it just leads down back to, what's her name? Oh, so I don't know where the obelisk is? I've never actually seen an obelisk. You're locked. Yeah, no, there's the obelisk. There we go. All the obelisks are now complete. Speak his name. Hades? Well, where are we? Okay, I mean, it looks Greek. Okay, never mind. Apparently we worked. Now this looks to be ancient Greek. Now we're in Egypt. And I'm assuming this is Sumeria. And there we go. By the way, in the opening, they say, hey, by the way, spoilers if you want to discover this for yourself. It's what they tell you on... Okay, we're in space. Can I jump off the edge? Aw. Oh, they got some... Do you wonder what this actually says? Hello.
And
Confront the creator of the Golden Rule. Achievement unlocked.
As you have already gathered, I've been known by many names. Nergal to the Sumerians, Osiris to the Egyptians, Hades to the Greeks, and Pluto to the Romans. But the one constant through it all has been my title, God of the Underworld. And I've been watching you with curiosity, mortal, ever since your arrival. You are unlike the others, aren't you? And what is more, you carry a weapon that was never intended for mortals to wield, and you do it so brazenly. But there will be time for your reckoning later. First, as a reward for undoing the desecration of my obelisk, I will allow you to satisfy your curiosity. Ask what you will.
What is your story?
My story is many thousands of years long. You will need to be more specific. What do you wish to know?
Okay. Are you a god?
It is a matter of perspective. God is a label I was given by you mortals, not one I gave myself. Your ancestors revered me because to them, my knowledge and technology made me incomprehensibly powerful, just as you might seem so to an insect. But despite all that, there are rules even I must obey.
Why do you look and sound like a man?
And I all adopted this form long ago, so that we might better understand and communicate with your kind. In time, we grew fond of the sensory delights it affords. Desire, joy, ecstasy, even rage and sorrow, while an acquired taste can be...
You'll be addicted to being mad. I think that's just most of the internet, so... May I see your true form?
No. Long ago, I swore to Persephone that I would remain in this form for as long as we remained among your kind. I must honor that.
Who is the woman on your left?
This is my beloved. Like me, she has been known by many names. Ereshkigal to the Sumerians, Isis to the Egyptians, Persephone to the Greeks, and Proserpina to the Romans. Or perhaps you might know her as the goddess of springtime, the cycle of life and renewal. Your gaze lingers too long.
Okay, who is that on your right?
That is my servant. You would have met by the river, though she wears many faces and goes by many names. Kumutubal to the Sumerians.
Okay, we get it, we get it.
Her role is to ferry souls between the
like, not to sound rude.
and this one, and to make their transition as seamless as possible. For that, she earned herself the infamous, if erroneous, moniker, the Ferryman. You will talk more later. For now, ask your questions.
Okay, let's talk about something else.
As you wish.
What is this place?
It has come to be known simply as the Underworld. And it exists because of a wager I made long ago.
Okay, what was that wager you made?
That is a long story. One that began over 3,000 years ago and continues to this day. You see, long ago, my kin and I set out from our home on Elysium to search for other forms of life among the stars. We discovered your planet and witnessed your kind evolving from primates into something lawless and barbaric. You all but destroyed yourselves, your 2 short lives being extinguished by violence and ignorance and disease. Yet Proserpina saw raw potential in you, and persuaded the rest of us it would be squandered without our intervention and stewardship. So we revealed ourselves to your people in a place called Sumer. We offered guidance in agriculture, toolcraft, and law, and you called us gods. For a time you flourished, but soon you were too many for us to oversee. And as you spread from that cradle of civilization, I saw something We had sown the seeds of dependency and confusion, and soon you returned to your old ways of violence and ignorance, this time in our name. My kin had seen enough, and gave up on your kind, condemning you as barbaric and chaotic, scarcely more than animals. We began preparations to return to Elysium, our home world, a utopia unspoilt by conflict and unimaginable in its beauty. But my Proserpina could not bear to abandon your kind without guidance.
Oh,
And
Proserpina.
knowing it would force the rest of us to leave her behind. She made an extraordinary sacrifice. She gave up her immortality to descend permanently to the ranks of humankind. And so she began her inescapable trajectory toward death. Horrified, I acted swiftly. I placed her in suspended animation in a deep frozen sleep to prevent age and sickness from claiming her. And then I pleaded with Proserpina's father, who the Romans called Jupiter, to bring her with us to Elysium. It was and is my hope that once there, we might one day learn to undo what she has done to herself. But he refused. I did everything I could to persuade him, but he would not relent. He would rigidly uphold his final pronouncement. Humans were unworthy of ascension to Elysium, and no exceptions would be made. But seeing that I was aggrieved, he proposed a wager, the terms of which were as follows. If even one human city could prove itself capable of living without sin for a single year, then Proserpina and all of humanity would be permitted to join us in Elysium. My part would be to remain behind, the last of my kind, to watch over you, without interfering, and to sit in silent judgment. And so my reward has been to languish here, enduring a 3,000-year winter, waiting for the day your kind proves itself worthy of her faith in you, so that I might take her with me to Elysium and unthaw my goddess of springtime. And here I am, after all this time, still waiting.
Who are your kin?
There were also gods who, like me, have been known by many names. But perhaps...
Are you gonna just name them all? You know, I don't need to name them
our
all.
lead, and of course...
Okay, who built the
As
city?
the first wave of your kind arrived from Sumer, I had them build a city in their own fashion, so that they might be comfortable and recreate their lives here. I had them build the entrance as a vertical shaft leading to baths, to cleanse them of the sins of their former lives, and to prevent escape. I watched wave after wave of Sumerians arrive, and as their civilization declined over the centuries, they were replaced by Egyptians. Of course, believing themselves to be the superior civilization, the Egyptians promptly built over what had been built before, and made all the same mistakes. After another 1,000 years, the Greeks began to arrive, and then the Romans, and they all did the same thing. They built upon the underworld
God of the expedition dump.
renamed their gods, and ensured their foundations were forgotten.
Okay. How did you decide who comes
To ensure
here?
the wager was fair, it was important that my subjects were chosen at random. To this end, I had my servant distribute 1,000 tokens fashioned from silver, a rare element at the time, across all of Sumer. Whoever died while in possession of one of them would be located by my servant and ferried to this place, with no memory of how they arrived. As the tokens were discovered, they were traded, smelted, and fashioned into trinkets, and eventually coins, spreading to Egypt like seeds on the wind. Later, when they spread to Greece, they would come to be known as Charon's Obol, or as coins for the ferryman. Some placed coins in the mouths of their dead, hoping they would awaken here, though they had no way of knowing which coins were fashioned from the original tokens. In fact, almost all of the tokens are accounted for, only 2 remain. And so after this wave destroys itself, as it is destined to do, your kind will have squandered the last of its potential to ascend beyond this rock, and Persepolis along with it.
How did Hebus learn about the underworld?
It is a regrettable story. One of the first men who came to this place was a king of Sumer and a troublemaker. To be rid of him, I returned him to his people on the condition that my servant erased his memories of this place. But the erasure did not take completely, and he told stories of this place as if describing memories of a dream. His tales were committed to writing, which came to be known as the Epic of Gilgamesh, and his words were twisted and distorted over generations. Later, the Egyptians would adapt Sumer's stories of the underworld, making them wildly intricate and labyrinthine. Their Book of the Dead and Book of the Dead, then
I get it. Okay, let's talk about something else.
Of course.
Are you responsible for the Golden Rule?
That is merely the name your people have given to it, but yes, it is my doing.
Why turn people into gold?
That is a story dating back to the very first wave. After the Sumerians finished building their city, the self-declared ruler threw a banquet to celebrate. Now this man was unmarried, and many women were vying to become his wife. A prestigious position of power and influence in a new world. Of all the women, two were particularly ambitious. Both were beautiful, and both arrived at the banquet wearing eye-catching dresses and painted faces, their hair woven in elaborate fashion. The first woman, recognizing that she would require an advantage to win the ruler's affection, draped herself in jewelry, ornate necklaces, bracelets, and rings fashioned from gold. Seeing this ostentatious display, the second woman grew envious, for she had no such jewelry at her disposal. She prayed aloud to any gods that would listen to cover her in gold, and when her prayer went unanswered, she took matters into her own hands. While the others indulged at the banquet, the second woman summoned the first for a discussion in a quiet place. She checked that nobody was watching, and pushed her rival from the top of the ziggurat, where she broke her neck on the rocks below. But I was watching, and I decided to answer her prayer. I took the golden bow left behind by Diana, and I shot that woman in the heart, covering her from head to toe in a layer of molten gold. And I left her to stand there, that she might serve as a grim reminder of what befalls those who sin in my domain. But that was not enough, for the entire city was tainted by her sin, and the wager could no longer be won. So I had no choice but to wipe the slate clean. I gilded them all, to make way for a new wave, and began the wager again. And to this day, each of them, and all who came after, line the halls of this city, inanimate but conscious, suspended in time with only their sight and hearing preserved, so they may bear witness to and lament the folly of your kind for eternity, as silent golden sentinels.
A little bit fucked up, don't you think? I'm going to say I'm not going to answer all these questions because this is going on for too long. What do you consider a sin?
I've always considered that the cornerstone of morality is the ability to determine right from wrong on one's own. No attempt to lay out rules like your Code of Hammurabi or your 12 Tables of the Roman Republic can ever cover all possible scenarios. This should come as no surprise to you, since the core principle has been expressed in many forms by many of your civilizations. The Egyptians made a rudimentary attempt with do to the doer to make him do. The Greeks refined it with avoid doing what you would blame others for doing. The Roman Stoics added, treat your inferior as you would wish your superior to treat you. Even the so-called cultists hiding among you often say, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. It is the simplest of concepts, and each one of you is born with the faculties required to apply it to any situation. Yet none of the peoples who expressed this rule were able to uphold it. Curious, is it not?
It doesn't seem like you've been upholding it either.
Enough. You.
I'm an expert of persuasion. How do you know when people sin? I've seen terrible things that you do not consider a sin. How could you let them
Do you plan
happen?
to speak in sweeping generalizations, or are you going to give me an example?
Suicide?
I have seen no such thing, but in any case, taking one's own life is a self-directed act. It is not one that is done to others, however they may be affected by it. Therefore, it cannot be said that one who commits suicide has done anything unto others.
That seems like an extremely literal interpretation of the rule.
Applying this rule always requires us to interpret the meaning of the words. A literal interpretation helps to minimize the ambiguities of your primitive language.
For languages full of ambiguity doesn't make the rule inherently subjective and unreliable.
Supposing you're right, then my laws...
Hello, Ali Zonin.
I should turn you all to gold immediately. Is that what you want?
I am right, and you know it.
Then your desire to be right outweighs your desire to survive. You will make a fine statue.
Go draw my golden bow.
Do you really think you can wound me?
Maybe, I don't know.
With that primitive weapon?
You may be immortal, but your beloved isn't.
Dare you threaten her? This ends now. The many shall suffer for the sins.
Take the crown! Go, 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 go! Okay, I guess I gotta get the hell out of here now. Serpentine, 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 serpentine! Serpentine, serpentine, we're serpentining back and forth. Keep on going. They can't hit ya. If you just go back and forth, it's what the what's his name from Game of Thrones didn't do. Who was it from Game of Thrones? It was one of the Stark kids. But I don't remember which one it was. Off the top of my head. Open the door! Rickon, yes! Rickon. But to be fair, well, I can't remember any of the fucking characters' names right now. How did I still beat Centenius here? Didn't even make any sense. Centenius, send me back in time. Hello.
So? Oh.
Yeah, do all those things. I did get. Can I wear the crown? That would be nice. Do I need to go get all the tablets back? I don't need to get all the tablets back, right? That would be. No, they wouldn't make you get all the tablets back a second time. I think. I have two oh no, the obelisk is still glowing. I'm assuming that means we're still good. My HP is slowly regenning, which is nice. Okay, thankfully those are still there. So it goes not Hades. Pluto. Followed by Hades. And then Osiris, and then whichever one the Sumerians called theirs. Nurgle. Hello! I'm come back.
And allow me to introduce my... No, but the one... And what the day... First.
See this? This is Persephone's crown.
I would recognize that anywhere. And yet my beloved still wears hers. What is this? How did you come by
I can time travel. I took it from her. I killed her in another timeline.
You vile, despicable creature. Why would you do such a thing? And worse still, boast about it.
I don't want to kill her, but if you don't put an end to the golden rule, I will do it again.
You have put me in an impossible position. If I refuse, you will murder her. And yet, if I agree, I will lose my wager and return to Elysium, humiliated and alone.
Well, what's it going to be?
I do not see that I have a choice in this. Your treachery and savagery have opened my eyes like nothing I have witnessed in 3
This doesn't admit you've been beaten, okay?
And now you have shown me your species' true colors. And I see that Persephone was a fool to have ever believed in you at all. This has gone on too long. It is time for me to let go of this form.
Hey, I intimidated the creator of the golden rule. 30 gamer score.
But know this. If I abandon the wager and leave for Elysium, neither she nor your kind may ever ascend.
Yeah, whatever. I don't care.
Very well. I will have Charon make arrangements to ferry the others. But as for you, be aware...
Real gamer moment. Why?
Once this exodus begins, the events that brought you to this moment will never have taken place, and you will have created a paradox. What will become of you is difficult to predict. Now,
I'm ready.
You had best pray our paths never cross again, mortal.
You can just admit that I'm too powerful for you. And that should be the 4th ending, which I think is considered like the true ending. It's the canon ending. There we go. We create a time paradox. Hello, Alworth. I think we've had this conversation before. I think it might be... Yeah. Okay, came in to find you.
Oh, I'm fair. Fortunately for us, apparently there was a community of, they believe, then, an oracle, saving the foil, and so on. And the doors, nobody knows, because the next thing he knew...
Oh, this actually is different.
The ground shook, and the voice of that god rang out over the city. The many have suffered long enough. Unfortunately, Galerius' account just sort of stops after that, leaving a lot of questions unanswered. What became of him, and the other people who lived here? What happened to all the golden statues? And did this mysterious oracle single-handedly undo the curse that had terrorized people for hundreds of years?
These Romans are crazy.
I don't know, it reads like an earnest account to me. Anyway, I think I found a way out through the aqueduct that brought water into the city. Follow me.
I'm right behind you. Look at us go. Mission accomplished. Loading. There we go. Doot.
You go on it.
Okay. Al, you just keep hammering that. I want to take a quick swim first. Okay, found him. I discovered that you're not who say you were. I remember meeting you 2,000 years ago.
I see. I thought you might. Well, now you know. I suppose you have questions.
I actually don't. We've already talked to you before.
You... That you die. You can... My... A wise decision. I see no point in keeping you here. But I have to ask one thing. That you keep this to yourself.
Look! Here comes Al now.
Hey, Al.
It's so good to...
I'm ready. Fairy is home. And with that... That is the... 1 year... Ooh, 1 year later. I was going to say that's going to be the end of the Forgotten City. We apparently have a little bit more left. How long will this loading screen take? Oh, wait, it's done. Do I still have my bow? Oh, I don't have my bow anymore. Hello.
Hey, you made it. It's great to see you again.
You seem to shoot up with a bow. Oh, no.
And what the critics said about it. I guess they weren't ready for your theories about the underworld. Anyway, after everything you've been through, I thought you might appreciate some good news. So after we got back to the real world, I started doing some research into the people mentioned in Galerius' tablet. And I found something strange. I'm sorry I've been so cryptic. I've been dying to tell you. I just really wanted you to see this for yourself.
I think I do remember that.
Down there. I'll catch up with you at the other end.
He looks way older.
Oh, hello. You're finally here. Remember me?
Galerius, what are you doing here?
It's a crazy story. After you disappeared, Charon appeared and told us she was returning us to the world. Even gave us some coins to help us start our lives over. Only, for some reason, she returned us to your world instead of ours. Anyway, I know we only ever had that one conversation, and I wasn't even sure if you'd remember me, but I wanted to say thanks for freeing us from the underworld and giving us a second chance at life.
You're with Aquidia now.
I know. I can't believe my luck either. But we're engaged and living together. We're planning to get married next spring. If you're going to be around, we'd love to see you there.
I love it. Count me in. What are you doing with yourself these days?
I used Charon's gift to buy a farm in Umbria. Got a villa on it too, with enough room for Dooley, of course. It's hard work, but I sleep soundly every night. I'm finally my own man, and I wouldn't change it for the world.
Good to see you again, Galerius.
There's a whole museum full of people waiting.
Yeah, I'm feeling like bringing ancient Romans 2,000 years in the future.
Speak again soon, my friend.
Probably not going to work out so well.
You're here.
Assemble as many people as possible in the museum. 30. Oh, I did. Look at me go.
So you're the hero who somehow vanquished the last of the Roman gods. As I'm a priestess, you realize you've put me out of work.
I mean, the death of the Roman god, like...
Actually, and it still feels a little sacrilegious to say this, I'm finding life after religion quite enjoyable.
What are you doing with yourself these days?
Galerius and I are engaged and expecting.
Oh!
We've just bought a lovely villa in the countryside with room for a large family, and Dooley too, of course. It feels like the world has just opened up for us. There's so much to learn, and so many more possibilities.
I know, some people today still use P as medicine, so...
Imagined. We're just so thankful for what you did for us. For all of us.
How's Livia?
Oh, it's sweet of you to ask. She recovered nicely. In fact, she's here somewhere, if you'd like to ask her yourself. See you at the wedding,
Hello, Dooley.
Hello.
There he is.
I'm Dooley.
I remember who you are, Dooley.
Said you're very nice.
Good seeing you. Okay. He's got to just beg this to You did doom everybody in a different timeline, but we won't worry about that. So I'm assuming...
Evening.
So you've joined up with the military. Sentia's over here.
Hi there, I'm Horatius.
I know who you are.
I understand we have you to thank for giving us a second chance at life. And reuniting Santilla with us as well. So, thank you.
What are you doing yourself these days? Looks like you're in the army.
I'm studying in the military academy in Modena. I'm going to be an officer one day. The world's changed a lot. But some things stay the same. Would you believe we're still studying military tactics from my time? Alexander the Great, Caesar, Hannibal Barca. Still, I have to keep challenging myself to let go of old ways of thinking and embrace the new. As Seneca wrote, the ones who pioneered our paths aren't our masters, but our guides.
So true, so true.
He's not my... Oh, I see what you did there. Good one. He had more trouble adapting than most. He got himself disqualified from the UFC. He started some kind of underground bloodsport tournament. Suppose he appealed to people's baser instincts. And they say he made some good coin, killing a bunch of men like that.
Jesus
But his luck
Christ.
finally ran out. And his life along with it. You know what they say. Live by the sword, die by the sword.
He's in the he tried to go into the fucking UFC in a year. He went from ancient Rome to going to the UFC. That's pretty incredible. That's a shame.
Perhaps.
Okay. Anyway, thanks. Cool. Hello, Cynthia.
I take it you're the Oracle. Thanks for coming.
Good to see you again, Cynthia.
Actually, I changed my name to Cynthia. I didn't want to be associated with Sentius after what happened. I'm not sure if you heard, but after you drove Pluto off, Proserpina emerged from the Great Temple. She knew right away what none of us had figured out about that psychopath. He'd been keeping my little sister locked up in the upper cistern all that time. But he's been dealt with. He's... you know what? The important thing is, we'll never see him again.
That sounds like sequel bait.
Anything I want. I'm a woman of means in a vast new world. I can go wherever and do whatever I please. Of course, I mostly just stay in my villa and have my servant Alexa summon things for me, because it's just awful out there. Barbarians everywhere.
Okay.
You too.
So she's still, you know, she's still her.
You're the Oracle, right?
Yes, I am.
Oh, of course. Sorry. And I never got a chance to thank you for telling Galerius how to save my life. And of course, getting me and all of us out of a terrible situation.
So I'm assuming the conversation would have been different if you actually went out and talked to everyone before actually doing the final quest. What happened to Malleus and Claudia?
Last I heard, Malleolus kept insisting he was the last rightful ruler of the Roman Empire, and wound up being committed to a psychiatric hospital. As for Claudia, she was always so viciously unhappy. Someone said she'd blown all her money on wine, trying to drink herself back to the underworld. After the horrific way they treated Ulpius and me, I can't help feeling a sense of... what's that German word? Schadenfreude?
She already speaks German? I'm crazy.
I couldn't agree more.
Okay, well, what are you doing with yourself?
Oh, I barely recognize myself.
What job have you
I'm
got
living
yourself
in a
into?
house share in London with my wonderful girlfriend. And I'm studying English at university. Eventually, I want to travel the world and write about it. Turns out, it's about 30 times bigger than the Roman Empire ever was. Did you know there are entire continents Rome never knew existed?
Yeah, no, I'm
and
aware.
You can travel almost anywhere in an aircraft, which is rather like flying on a Pegasus, but much more comfortable. Oh, sorry, you already know all that, of course. I'm just so excited. There's so much to see and learn and write about.
I'm glad you're
I
happy.
really am.
You know what? You have a good life. I'll take you up on offer. Let's get drunk one time.
Hi there. You are here. It's nice to finally meet you.
Hello, Lucentia.
Lucy is fine. I'm making an effort to blend in, as you can see. We are all trying to keep a low profile. If the world knew we died 2,000 years ago and were suddenly brought
Her
back to
dress
life
is
12
freaking
months
out. Have
ago,
you seen that?
they'd never leave us alone. Speaking of which, I wanted to say thank you in person. I'd say the gods smile on you, but I hear you drove the
How's her
last
dress keeps clipping into her boob? What are you doing yourself these
I'm
days?
studying to get into medical school. As much as I resented the responsibility of keeping everyone in the city alive, when it ended, I realized I missed it. So I guess I'll just keep saving the world, if begrudgingly, one patient at a time.
Okay, it's good to see you, Lucy.
You too. Don't be a stranger.
Okay, get out of here. Next up, we have the Hermit Philosopher. I'm glad to see you made a comeback.
I take it you're the oracle everybody's talking about. It's a
Why
pleasure
is every man in this game bald? We met before, though I wouldn't expect you to remember it.
We have. I'm sorry, I don't remember. In any case, I'm Philip.
Philip?
I never thought I'd leave that cave, let alone the city. And now I'm living in the 21st century. What a time to be alive. And it seems I have your catabasis to thank for it.
I don't know what that means. What are you doing with yourself these days?
I'm working as a consultant to the Faculty of Classics at Cambridge University, helping fill the odd gap in their knowledge. Not that I need the money, but I do love being around enlightened minds again.
It's good to see you again.
My sincere thanks once again.
Okay, next up, we have, oh, he looks like he's gone into fashion.
Greetings.
His shirt's clipping a little bit, but that's okay.
It is a sincere privilege to finally make your acquaintance. I am Georgius.
Good to see you again, Georgius.
I am told we have you to thank for freeing us from Hades, and for that I am most grateful.
What are you doing yourself these
I am
days?
reacquainting myself with Greece. It has changed so much over the last 2,000 years, I barely recognize it. This is at once heartbreaking.
I have a feeling if you brought people from like ancient Rome, ancient Greece into modern times, they would just get hit by a car.
I will settle down in Santorini in a villa overlooking the Azure Aegean Sea. I hope you will join me there and regale me with the story of how you faced off against the fearsome god of the underworld and won.
Consider me there. I'm making so many obligations.
You too, my friend.
And then we got Fabia. I hate your dress.
You're the one we've been waiting for. I'm Fabia.
You look like you're from the freaking Flintstones. Hi, Fabia.
Say thanks for sending Galerius to save my life. I don't know how you knew, but I would have been crushed by that shrine.
Did the assassin live as well?
I'm just so happy to be here with you and everyone together again, even if it's just for one more night.
What are you doing with yourself these days?
Not like I have to work with all the silver Charon gave me,
So everyone got
I'm
rich.
happy. Mostly that means baking for my friends and looking at memes while binging TV shows in yoga pants. What a time to be alive.
Fucking Christ. Sounds like a life well spent. Me too, Fabia, me too.
Yes.
Okay, it's good seeing you.
You too.
I'm just imagining all these people just got like a bunch of silver from Charon. And then they sell all their silver, make modern currency, European Union, the euros. And then all of a sudden the fucking like European IRS just comes knocking on their door being like, hey, you owe us like $200,000 in back taxes. And then everybody goes to jail because they don't know how taxes work in the 21st century. That's my guess, that's my headcanon, is that everyone in this game is going to go to jail very soon.
Oh, hello. It's lovely to meet you. I've heard so much about you.
Oh, Octavia, nice to meet you.
I'm thankful that you're here. I was sure the person who drove off the last pagan god would have more important things to do than visit the likes of us. But thank you for coming and for saving our lives. What you did was extraordinary, and I'll never forget it.
What are you up to these days?
I'm living in Rome again, in a charming little flat by the Tiber. Not far from my old place. Oh, and I'm training to be a crisis counselor. After you sent Galerius to persuade Ulpius not to take his own life, I was inspired. I just want to spend the rest of my life helping people, like you helped him.
Sounds like a noble cause. Good on you.
Thank you. That means a lot.
Okay, well, it's nice seeing you
And
again.
you. Oh, and I hope this isn't too forward.
Of course, I'll go for a drink.
Wonderful.
Okay, next we got Livia.
Greetings.
Good to see you looking
Thank
well.
you for your kind words and for liberating us all. In all the time I was in the underworld, I
Hello there.
never once imagined that I might end up in a place so much like Elysium.
What are you doing with yourself these days?
I'm recovering. Octavia was kind enough to let me stay with her for a while, at least until I'm well enough to be independent again.
Yeah, any writing good poems?
Ah, you remember that. I'm a little tired of Ovid, but that's all right. I have 2,000 years worth of poetry to catch up on now. I'm already up to the 19th century, and am quite enjoying the work of a fellow named Poe. I think I may have found a kindred spirit. Men have called me mad, but the question is not yet settled whether madness is or is not the loftiest intelligence.
Perhaps you're right. It's good seeing you again, Livia.
And you?
I think Livia's like the only other person we saw back then. You know what?
Some soiree, innit?
Hey, yes, I'm just not even gonna fucking talk to you. Let's get out of here. Who do we got next? We have Kabosh.
It is an honor to finally meet you, Oracle.
Thanks, Kabosh.
You know my name? Oh, of course. You are an Oracle. You know many things. I too would like to offer my thanks for releasing us from that place, and for your role in bringing us here. This world is truly...
Give him bad business advice? You know, that's not a bad idea. What are you doing with yourself these days?
For a time, I returned to Alexandria, but they have no need of another fisherman, and I came to see there is nothing for me there. Instead, I have decided to follow the custom of your youths and backpack the world. It is a great adventure, and I have met many people from many cultures. I spent the first 25 years of my life avoiding the 42 sins that would deny me access to the afterlife. Now, I think it is time I had some fun.
Sounds like you've earned it.
Indeed. Thank you, Oracle.
Do you think...
Some soiree, innit?
Decius is getting himself involved in crypto, right?
Hello at last. You must be the Oracle I've heard so much about.
He's definitely getting himself involved in
Listen,
crypto.
I wanted to express my sincere appreciation for what you did. If it wasn't for you, I'd never been able to sell all those useless old relics I accumulated. Whatever you did in that temple made me a very wealthy man. Thank you.
I hate Decius. No need to thank me. It was entirely unintended.
Acerbic wit. I love it.
What are you doing with yourself these days?
I took the money I made from selling my trinkets and started investing in the stock market. That's where the real money is now. In fact, I was hoping to ask your advice, you being the Oracle and future seer and all that, on which stocks I should invest in next. I can't decide between fossil fuels, tobacco, gambling and arms. What would you recommend?
I would help you even if I could.
Oh, don't be like that. You can tell your old pal Decius. I won't take no for an answer.
Buy the NFTs. Print media is going to make a huge comeback.
Oh, of course, yeah. I was just thinking the same thing. I'll go home and buy up as much stock as I can tonight. I'm going to make a bloody fortune. Of course, don't let me keep you. Thanks.
Okay, well, hopefully I bankrupted him. Fingers crossed. Okay, next up we have Centillia.
Hello there.
Hello, Centillia.
I go by Gabriella now. I didn't want to be reminded of that monster every time I heard my own name. After you drove Pluto off, Proserpina came and released me, and that monster got what was coming to him.
I'm sorry. I had no idea.
Don't worry. Nobody did.
What are you doing with yourself these days?
I'm living with Ulpius on a little vineyard in Umbria. It's even more wonderful than I dreamed it would be. I'm so grateful to
I don't know what's
you,
going
and
on with
I'm
those
sure he's
straps.
still with us. If you're ever passing through the region, I hope you'll come and visit us. You can try some of our very own
Oh,
wine.
Pog. I might just do just that.
Thanks.
Well, it's
You too.
nice to see you. And then this is Ulpis.
It's nice to finally.
His
put a face to the
armholes are.
name.
He's. The clothes are clipping. I'm really like, did they actually model the naked character model and then actually put a clothes over it instead of just making the clothes the character model itself?
I understand I have you to thank for sending.
That's very
Galerius
strange.
to save my life. The way you
Because it's
just showed
clipping
up
in
out
like
of
weird
the blue
ways.
and stopped me from making a terrible mistake. I'll be forever in your debt.
Yeah, you will be. What are you doing these
I'm living
days?
with Gabriella in Umbria. We finally bought the little vineyard we always dreamed of. It'll be a little while before we know what we're doing, but every day I look at her and this extraordinary new world with all its beauty, and I think, what if I'd given up hope and missed out on all of this? So we're living each day to the fullest. And we end them all the same way, sitting together on our terrace with a glass of our wine, which the locals say is almost drinkable now.
Hell yeah.
And watching the sunset over the rolling hillside.
Almost drinkable wine.
I couldn't be happier.
Listen, I'm glad you're happy.
Thank you.
You wouldn't be. You're right. You would not be.
You too.
You should give me some free wine. Rufius, hello.
Nice to meet you.
Good to see you too, Rufius.
I go by Rufus now. New start, new name. Oh, and thanks, by the way.
You're welcome.
Telling Galerius how to treat my rheumatism. I probably would have lost my mind if it wasn't for that willow bark. Although I think your people have a different name for it. Aspirin, I believe. Thank you.
He kind of does look like a frog.
Sorry, I'm no good with the mushy stuff.
What are you doing with yourself these days?
I live with Virgil in Rotterdam, not far from where he grew up. It's very modern. Destroyed in the war, and it...
He already knows about World War II?
Built itself.
The first thing Rufius did was learn about the fucking Second World War.
Decided what I'm going to do with my life yet. One adjustment at a time.
Okay, turns out you're right. Statually, we're watching us.
Good to know. Anyway, it was good practice for the new world. Security cameras and smartphones everywhere. Got to stay vigilant.
Don't worry, you'll get used to it. Oh, he's fucking mad about that one. Okay, it was good seeing you again, Rufus. Okay, and Virgil. Hello, hello.
It's so nice to finally meet you.
Good to see you,
I wanted
Virgil.
to thank you personally for getting us out of there. And for helping Rufus come to terms with himself. He may come off a little gruff, but once you get past that, he's a lovely fellow.
What are you doing yourself these days, Virgil?
I'm studying to be an architect again, and living with Rufus in our beautiful flat in Rotterdam. Just down the river from Nijmegen, where I grew up. Of course, it's improved immensely since I was there last. Gleaming futuristic buildings and clean streets, full of educated, accepting people. You natives of the 21st century have no idea how fortunate you are.
It's good seeing you again, Virgil.
As Rufus said in his own laconic way, if you're ever in the Netherlands, we'd love...
I'll take you up on that, Virgil. Is there anyone else that we have to talk to? There's Al at the end. Are you... The dice towers... All this stuff... Hello, Al.
There you are. I hope you enjoyed that. Now, there's one more person I wanted to introduce you to. I think you know her.
Sorry if I frightened you. Just a little joke I've been saving for a long...
Only been like an hour. Or a year. I recognize that voice!
Allow me to introduce myself properly. I am Proserpina, former goddess of the cycle of life and renewal. And now, a regular mortal.
Which means I can shoot her with a
wanted to
bow.
meet you in person. And thank you for freeing all these people. And me. I hate to think what would have happened to us without your intervention.
Did you create a time loop?
I did. I may have given up my immortality, but I still retain my gifts as the goddess of the cycle of life and renewal. After witnessing Pluto punish countless poor souls over thousands of years, I knew this generation, the final wave, would not survive. So I tried to give them a way to buy more time. A second chance. Rather, as many second chances as they needed to avoid his wrath. So I whispered to Sentius in secret, telling him the prayer required to create a portal in my shrine. I knew the danger of humans being corrupted by godly power, and so I put a safeguard in place. I required the creator of the portal to sacrifice their own life, so that it could only be used selflessly to help others. What I did not anticipate is that Sentius would retain his accumulated memories from each previous day, and as a veteran soldier, he had long since shed his fear of death. He quickly discovered that he could, in effect, prolong his own life indefinitely by exploiting the cycle. Of course, once I had taught him the prayer, I could not unteach him, and there was little I could do but wait for someone like you to come along and see him for what he was. We were all fortunate you came along when you did.
What became of Pluto? Where did Pluto
I don't know
go?
what happened to him. I haven't heard from him, and I rather hope it stays that way.
Robin became a Chiron.
Oh, she inherited dominion over the underworld. Last time we spoke, she was working on a new world of some kind. She wouldn't say what it was.
Florida.
But I'd be surprised if you don't run into her again. I imagine we all will. One day. Indeed. Suffice it to say that while Pluto was controlling the eyes and ears of each golden statue, I was able to control their tongues and whisper to you when he was distracted. I am sorry my messages were so cryptic. There were only ever brief windows in which I could speak to you without being detected.
Did what you could, thank you. It was nice meeting you.
And you. Although it feels like I've known you forever. Oh, and one last thing. Do you remember all those golden...
Of course.
Good, because they remember you. Well done, my friend. Of all the heroes who ever journeyed to the underworld and returned, none came close to achieving.
She hasn't backseating me. I'm gonna fucking ban her from my Twitch chat if she ever comes in here.
And your niece would be proud.
It's the fucking ending. It's the ending of fucking Evangelion. Just like, congratulations. 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 Augers. I guess I can spend time getting the third and the first ending just to get the achievements, but it's not going to do that now. This has almost been we've been going for 4.5 hours. That's about 2.5 hours longer than I thought this was going to take. But, this is now over. We have completed